Ray says that Draymond's left ankle is...
Yeah, he tweaked it.
When it happened?
Yeah, we scrimmaged a little bit today, and he just came down on somebody's foot. It didn't look bad, but we'll just list him as questionable today.
How's everyone else doing? Anyone else on the injury report right now?
Andre is questionable as well. He was just banged up the other night. So we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Is Draymond kind of a wait and see for that? I mean, you have a game tomorrow, and I know you like to, you do hope someone out for the first game of back-to-back instead of the second game. Is that playing a part?
We'll just see how he's doing tomorrow morning. I'm not going to speculate on anything.
How's Steph? Any soreness at all?
Steph?
Yeah.
No, he's feeling great.
Looking at your efficiency numbers, you guys shooting 50.8%. You guys have never shot 50% from the field as an organization ever.
Ever? No. Warriors have never. I would have thought in the Nelly, in the Run TMC years they would have.
No.
What was the closest, do you know?
I think what you guys did last year was just 49.7 or something.
That's the closest.
Yeah. So I think we've talked about it before, but how crazy would it be in your mind if you guys were able to shoot 50%?
And not crazy at all.
Not crazy at all. Just even considering.
I expect us to.
Yeah.
I expect us to shoot 50%. If we stay relatively healthy, I think we probably will. It's the way the game is played now, and the way the way our team works together. I mean, we're halfway through the year and we're almost 51%. Is that what you said? 50.7? 50.8. So we probably will. But if we're 49.7, that's fine too.
To give you some context, though, of teams that shot 50.8%, no team until now has shot more than 10 threes per game. You're shooting almost 30. So
it's a new era. Yeah. It's a new era in this league. Do you guys need that music turned down? Hang on one second. Can you get Raymond? Turn the music down.
It is a little loud.
Should we start over? Did anybody hear anything I said?
What'd you say?
Anybody watch the Georgia-Oklahoma game?
It was great.
That was fun, wasn't it? That was awesome.
Crazy game. Good game.
Yeah, it was a great game. Great game. It was weird seeing Georgia and Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. It was.
You always think of a Pac-12 team.
Right, Pac-12, Big 12, yeah.
But I think both teams deserve to be there.
No question, no question.
Just one follow-up. Did you wind up seeing the Draymond, the two texts in those 3 minutes? Like, did you get a better
Yeah.
picture? What did you think of those?
I didn't think he deserved to be kicked out. What I saw was he got called for the foul and he went like that. And now he might have said a magic word in there somewhere, but normally you don't get kicked out for that. You got to be pretty demonstrative normally. But so I disagreed with it, but nothing we can do about it.
Do you think at a certain point, once you develop a reputation in the league, that it's hard to shake that, or that guys maybe more?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think a ref would probably be more likely to give Steph Curry a pass in a situation like that than Draymond, just based on reputation and however you want to describe it. But so Draymond's got to take that into account. He's and the tough part is, we need Draymond to be on edge. We don't want Draymond to be passive. We want him to be fiery. We want him to be yelling and screaming, and he's got to walk that line. But it's a tough line to walk for him, because he's so emotional and competitive and passionate. It's what makes him great. But there's just a point where he's going to have to pull back, and there's nothing any of us can do. It's just he has to feel that moment, and we can talk to the league and plead our case, but ultimately it's up to him to feel when he's got to pull back.
So because you want him to have that edge, you guys don't try to pull him back at all or tone him down in this situation?
Why would we? Draymond is one of the most impactful players in the league, and does so many great things for us. He gives us an edge that we otherwise don't have. We have a very quiet team. Steph, Clay, KD. KD can get a little upset, a little angry, but for the most part, we don't spend a lot of time yelling and screaming, and so we need the chest pumping, yelling Draymond. We need that, and again, it's just about can we get him to walk that line.
Even though he leads the league in technical fouls right now, do you feel like he's made an effort this season to try to, be minus P's and Q's a little bit more around reps? Or?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I just, for us, I think he's been great. I thought that maybe the first 4 or 5 games of the year he seemed a little out of sorts, and then he settled in, and I think he's played really well and handled himself really well. And one tech is fine. But the other night he got 2, even if the second one was unwarranted. He's got to keep it to 1 tech because we need him. We need him desperately on the floor.
Obviously, at this rate, he's going to be running into the situation where he may be
right.
Again. He's won every 3 points every game, so a lot. But last year, he kind of stacked up early, it seems like, and kind of later on as the season went on, kind of avoided him.
Yeah,
so
he knows. He knows.
Yeah.
I fully expect Draymond to dial it back a little bit as he where is he, 10 now?
Yeah.
And what is it, 14, 16?
Maybe one will get rescinded.
Maybe. He's got 5 to play with, so once he gets that 15th, we'll see what happens.
Steve, you've been pretty vocal about medical marijuana now that it's legalized, now that marijuana is legalized right now. What are your thoughts just sort of surrounding that and about what that's going to do for California?
Wow. Curveball. You don't want to talk about the pick and roll? Or well, unfortunately, it didn't work for me. So I was disappointed that it didn't help me. Last whenever it was, a year and a half ago, when I tried it as an alternative to the opioids I was getting prescribed for the pain that I was dealing with. So I do feel strongly that it's a much better option than some of the prescription drugs, and I know that it's helping a lot of people, which is great. And as long as it's regulated and used wisely, then I am a proponent. But again, it's not something that helped me, but hopefully it helps a lot of other people.
Are you satisfied with the way Jordan learns from his mistakes? Because
does this have to do with pot or no? So we're going back.
I don't know. Jordan about that.
Now we're going back to so basketball again. All right.
We can go back to pot eventually.
We'll go to politics next, and then
the whole gamut.
So Jordan's mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to make some.
Yeah.
And he's going to make some every game.
Right.
But do you feel like he's learning at the rate that's satisfactory to you, that he's learning from his mistakes?
Yes. He is. He's a listener, and he does have some explanations at times.
That's what you call it?
He'll explain what he was doing, but. JC watches tape with him every game. I pull him aside almost every game. I was mad at him the other night for a turnover late in the game when we were up 15 or 17. The game was basically over, but he dribbled up the floor and turned it over. Like that matters. Every play matters. And so he's learning. He's absorbing a lot. He's got a good feel, and he's getting better, and he's very coachable. So. He's a great kid. He comes from a good family. You can just tell he gets it. He's a really good teammate, and so he's gonna get better and better because that's what happens when you get to the league. It's such a shock having to learn what's happening on the floor, tendencies of your opponents. It's kind of overwhelming, but once you sort of get the groove, you really skyrocket. And I expect next year he's going to really take off. That second year is a totally different experience than your rookie season.
For a guy who came to basketball relatively late,
right,
a lot of football early, his passing seems to be really at a high level. I mean, are you still surprised by some of what he sees out there when he's passing the ball?
It's beautiful, yeah. He made a great feed to Zaza the other night down the gut for a layup, and made a couple passes in the scrimmage today. You either see it or you don't. I don't think it's something you can teach. I think players either see the floor and feel the game, or they don't. You can teach some concepts, which is what we always try to do with all of our guys. But you can see the guys who just, they see the floor better than others. Sean and Andre are like that. You can see they're reading 2 steps ahead. Draymond. Jordan is like that, in that he anticipates what's coming. He's got a good feel for finding the open guy.
Nick was really like when you guys traveled down to go visit him in LA this summer. We really credited that really made a big impression on us. What was the reasoning behind that for you guys just to go all the way down there as a one contingency, just for what's considered a role player? What from your perspective?
Every player matters, every roster spot matters, and we identified Nick as somebody who could really help us, and it just made sense. So that's what you do. You recruit a guy and you explain your vision for him and for the team, and I think he really wanted to be part of a good team and a playoff team, and so it all worked out, and we're thrilled to have him.
And it seems like with him, he's a very fun-loving guy, and it seemed like early on in his career that was maybe like people talked to that as a detriment. Maybe he wasn't serious and stuff. But what have you seen from him, this season?
I've seen a guy who loves basketball and loves coming to the gym every day, and he's a joy to be around. It's just fun to watch him smile on the court and do his thing and see the reaction of the players. When he hits a few shots in a row, the guys on the bench just go nuts, and so do the coaches. So I think what's interesting with a guy like Nick is if you're a fun-loving guy, carefree and loose on a bad team, then you're a distraction. And if you're the exact same guy on a good team, you're a breath of fresh air. So it's perception and perspective, and on a really good team, everybody's positive qualities are exposed, and on a bad team, the negative qualities are exposed. And it's the benefit of playing on a really good team. All right. Thanks a lot, guys.